Uh, there we go. Got Discord audio. Sorry about that.
Oh wait, the stream not have Discord audio?
Yeah. So everyone can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Wait, so shouldn't JJ do introduction again?
Hi, I'm JJL77. I'm lead programmer. All you need to know.
I guess I'll go next then, if no one else is. Okay. Hi, I'm Bon. I'm the animator for PDC for the menus and stuff. And my birthday's in 2 hours. That's all you need to know. Okay, thank you.
Sorry, stream. I'm just getting the video back up. Who's going next?
Ace, maybe.
I can go next. Hello, I'm Mr. Glace. Most of you know me as Ace. I'm one of the level designers and essentially PR person on Portal CC, and I commonly hand out keys as well.
He's the key master.
I am the key master.
Wait, Ozzy can't talk. Oh no, that's a problem.
Smitey, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Smead. I'm one of the new programmers that got licensed not too long ago. Still getting acquainted with Chaos, but I'm getting there.
Aaron, do you want to introduce yourself now?
Hi, I'm Aaron. I do UI things, and that's about it.
Amazing.
Hi, I'm Practical Science. I was just recently licensed, and I also do UI stuff as well.
Dawn, do you want to introduce yourself?
I don't think Don is here right now.
Don can't talk.
Oh,
okay.
Don is Don. That's all you need to know. Don is Don.
Hi, Don.
Is anyone else going to introduce themselves? Luke?
Who have we got?
We have Luke, Fernie, and Ollie to introduce themselves.
Just go in order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh? Me?
Go on, Luke.
Introduce yourself.
Yeah, I was working on something, yeah. Hi, I'm Luke. I do mapping and scripting and stuff.
Stunning.
That's about it. I don't have much more to say.
Okay, then it's Fernie next, right?
Yes.
Fernie?
Hi everyone. I'm Fernie. I joined the P2C team just a couple of months ago as a level designer and media designer.
And then it's finally Ozzy, but Ozzy said he can't talk, so that's a problem.
Okay, well,
Ozzy is Ozzy.
Ozzy is the lead manager person for the campaign.
Hello, I'm Ossie. I'm the lead manager person.
Lead manager.
That's me. Wow. We should get F for Ozzy.
Yeah.
Someone should do that. So someone get a TTS and just type out what Ozzy is saying when the stream can hear it.
Well, let's start answering some questions then, and then we can get to the showcase that we're going to do in a little bit. So the first question is from XBman asking, what are the remaining major features / milestones left to develop? What does your roadmap look like? Our roadmap, our hypothetical road, has a lot of potholes on it in the past. So there's a lot of things to still work on. You know, we're still fixing a lot of bugs, and we have a lot of features that we want to work on and stuff. Yeah, I think the main thing for the public release of P2C is getting the campaign done and stuff like that. The roadmap is on GitHub, actually. I'll post it somewhere later, but we have projects essentially to help organize what needs to get done. But yeah, the main thing is Panorama UI, finishing adhesion gel and stuff like that, getting the campaign done and stuff like that, and fixing bugs, of course. Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like. And then post 1.0, we're kind of looking at like a new scripting system and stuff. We'll see what happens with that. And Ender Zombie asks, are more integrations between Panorama and vscript/cscript planned? And will it be possible to add source tools dev commentary? So yeah, so right now, like, there's not really a lot of integration between vscript and Panorama. Unfortunately, L3 actually added a pretty interesting feature that allows you to send strings from vscript to Panorama, which is nice, and it will trigger an event in Panorama. But other than that, there's not really anything. When we get around to ChaosScript, yeah, there's going to be a lot more integration. You'll be able to write panel backends in ChaosScript, elements, set the values of elements, invoke events and stuff. But you'll be able to do a lot of that. Basically, the C++ code that you don't see because it's not open source. You'll be able to do that in ChaosScript. You'll also be able to replace a lot of your JavaScript with that. Yeah. And the next question is from Trico here. I've heard a lot of talk in Momentum and P2C about the possibilities of eventually making an open source hammer. Has there been decided what base you guys plan on using? If not, bases look advantageous for you lads, or do you want to start from scratch? Honestly, I'm not entirely sure if we're still going to do an open source hammer. So, like Craftable and Smadey and stuff have been working on bringing a lot of dialogues in Hammer that are written in MFC to Qt. So one of the things that we're working on is porting everything to Qt, which will help improve our. It'll help improve the workflow for adding things to Hammer and stuff. So I don't know if we're going to do open source Hammer still. It'd be cool to do, but it's a lot of work.
It would take, as far as I understand it, it would take like a full rewrite.
Absolutely.
Which right now is hard to justify.
It was definitely planned in the past, but I think there were a lot of things that were planned in the past, and we were like, oh, they're kind of, a little bit too ambitious. So then we were just like, never mind. We could figure something else out that's better.
So right now, the goal is compatibility and just improving it.
We want to get it ported to Qt, and then we can do whatever we want with it, really. Yeah. If we were to use a base, maybe we'd use like Trench Broom or something, which is a pretty cool, like, quick level editor. Yeah, there's a lot of difficulty in adding source support to that. And then Trico also asks, to the new licensees that joined recently, how is or was your first experience with the code base? Is it better or worse than you expected? So I'll let you guys answer that.
So I think mine, I'm trying to remember it, was with Hammer. And I had worked with some semblance of Hammer in the past, so it was basically... it was just a little worse than I expected. Because, well, I think publicly it's known how Valve code is. But also in a program like that, it's hard to keep it clean. Yeah, well, it was improved a little bit by Qt, So that'll be good for us. It makes it a lot easier to deal with than what MFC is, which is not fun to work with. But yeah, it was. I'm hopeful for that.
I was working on Hammer a bit today. Like in MFC you have to do like 10 different things just to add a checkbox in the window. It's so stupid. But yeah, the code is pretty much on par with what I expected.
Yeah.
All right. Next question is from Working at Aperture. Can mods running on P2C be paid? I don't know. That's up to Valve, I think. I don't know if they even would allow that, because yeah, I don't know. So you'll have to email them and stuff. And then another question from Trico. Is there already a layout on how the workshop is going to work? I heard that it'll be really different from the way that Portal 2's workshop works, where you don't have to pack anything into BSPs. They'd be like mini mods or straight up mods. Where will you upload a mod to Where will you upload a mod to P2C to the workshop? So we have a rough idea, not like any, I guess, super concrete plans, because we haven't actually started executing any workshop plans. But the idea is for workshop mods to be, or workshop mods to be like mods, basically, like what you'd see with Left 4 Dead 2. So not just BSPs, but VPKs that get mounted as a new search path. So you'll be able to add, models and stuff, and not have to pack everything into a BSP. Yeah. And we're gonna, I think, probably have an auto packer integrated into P2C, so you can give it a folder and it'll automatically pack your mod and upload it to the workshop or something. The next question is from Rose. What would C-script's limitations be? Could one use C-script to cancel out an engine function, such as how much weight the player can pick up? So it's kind of difficult to explain, I guess. It's going to be purely additive. You can't canceling out like a function would require like patching of the binary, which is not really easy or possible. So
potentially with that weight question, you could hack it in even with an additive system. Like, for example, instead of stopping people from picking up in the first place, you could detect that the weight is different than what you want it to be and then drop it yourself.
And you can always create like base classes or derived classes from, you could derive classes from base classes, is what I'm trying to say. I'm not sure if we're going to allow for like custom player classes, but maybe if we do, I think you can override that behavior with your own. Or you will be able to. And next question is from Trico again. A bunch of people are asking for P2C multiplayer. When the time comes to implementing that, are you guys planning to hire a team knowledgeable in Source multiplayer? Will the devs divert their own time to studying how multiplayer works in Source and how to implement it properly? So yeah, that's a great question. We are planning on having proper multiplayer support. And actually, we already technically do have multiplayer support, or proper multiplayer support. The thing is, the maximum number of players is 2. So, and there is some code that relies on that. I mean, yeah, there's not really much to be... We're not going to need to hire a new team for that at all. It's something that any of us could do, any of the programmers could do, rather. We'll keep doing that eventually. Question is just fixing all of the code that relies on there being 2 players maximum. And then the next question is from Working at Aperture again. Will there be multiplayer Hammer support or multiplayer support in Hammer? So something like from Roblox Studio, example they gave. I don't think we have plans for multiplayer support in Hammer yet, but I think it's possible. So it could be implemented.
It's definitely something a lot of us, I think, in the past have said we'd want. So if that gives you a little bit of optimism.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a mapper, so I don't know how useful it will be, but any other mappers here think that'll be a useful feature or not? We'll take that as a yes.
Yeah, no,
I think
it
so.
would be fun to work on maps simultaneously.
That's a feature I've always wanted for Hammer, but I can imagine it would be complex.
Yeah, there's already, like, manifests, I think, kind of already sort of implement diffs, so you could potentially build multiplayer based on that technology.
Yeah, maybe where like you'd be able to have one person editing each submap at a time, and then just it would sync the changes in real time instead of needing to use like Git or something.
Yeah, it'd be cool to have that though. There's like, I think Cube 2, which is the game engine thing, has multiplayer editing support. Pretty fun. Alright, next question. With Paint Gun Present, is the goal to simply change the maps to make it possible to do the game in 0 portals? Or will the maps be changed to make it more friendly towards casual players? Does anybody have an answer for that? I think we were planning on changing the maps, right?
Yeah, I think so.
We are, but I think the
changing them.
question is more of, is it going to be modified as little as possible so that like you still need to use like these complex setups and tricks and stuff in order to beat it with only a paint gun, or will it be designed to be more friendly towards casual players, as they said?
Yeah, I think I'm not actually sure. I know we were talking about modifying the maps. We never really specified if it was going to be like absolute bare minimum or not.
I thought we were gonna like at most make them possible, because there are some areas where there's clips in the way or there's actual parts of the campaign.
Yeah, we'll
where it's just
definitely be
completely
doing
impossible.
that.
As for making it more casual, maybe I feel like
I mean, we can always, like, someone else could upload their own version.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we can make the absolute bare minimum, and then like if someone finds it too hard, they can just make an easy version.
Yeah, well, and like maybe you know, one thing that I was thinking was maybe like you have a portal gun, but like if you use it, then like it'll like track how many portals you used.
Yeah.
And so then, you know,
like,
if
deduct
you
your
could
score or something.
yeah, you could use that as like a fallback, but then maybe like on the leaderboard or whatever, because I think there's going to be like a score. I'd imagine we're going to have some sort, just like Steam leaderboards like they have for challenge mode. It would, if you fired more portals, then it would like rank you lower.
Yeah, it's fair enough.
Something like that. We have.
So I think the plan is minimal edits in that case.
Generally.
That makes sense. Right, we got a very serious question now from Hex. When will we see P2C and Momentum Mod crossplay in the same lobby? A very important feature.
2015.
Right now.
Yeah, I think it was planned in 2015.
Yeah, it's plans to come out in 2015.
It was on,
I can't wait.
It was in our. I remember it was in like our negative 0.15 update or something. I forget.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Anyways, we removed that. So sorry.
Yeah.
The next question is from Difflane. I guess I hope I pronounced that right. Was the selection of people who have applied for the key to the engine conducted do you have any planned number of keys, or do you have some people in priority depending on their purpose? So it's, I guess, kind of random. We occasionally check the PDF. We have like a Google form, and it logs all of the entries in like a spreadsheet. We occasionally check the spreadsheet, and we prefer people who have like modding experience and who want to use the game for modding, because we're obviously looking for modders to test out the new tools and stuff. But like until we have a campaign that's like we're looking for testers for the campaign, we're not really we don't really need people who are just going to be playing PGC for new content, because there's not a lot of new content for people to play. It's a lot of technical changes and changes for modders. Yeah, it's just kind of sort of random when we check it. So, and then the next question is, will you show us how Webm works? So, does anybody want to show how a Webm video works?
You click play and it works.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Webm is just a video format for people who are like unfamiliar with that. And
I shall
You
correct
see, you can
JJ on
play.
that one. It is a video container.
it's true, it is a video container
I
format.
have corrected JJ.
Congratulations, you're fired.
No.
That is a container format, so it's just something that you can use to play videos in PGC instead of stinky old Bink.
Yeah.
If you wanna add your own webms or whatever, you have to make sure it's like VP9 for the encoding stuff, whatever. I don't know. I
It's
just
not the
use that.
best implementation. Like, to be honest, we could support a whole variety of formats, but we're using like the Valve's libraries to do it, and it doesn't expose any special interface to do that, so we'd have to rewrite some code.
I'm awaiting for the AVI support so we can make files of over 10 gigabytes big for a Portal 2 mod.
Doesn't Source already support
know.
AVI, or it did in the past?
8K DXT5.
I mean, what I know is that the SFM, which is source, exports normally as AVI. So
Oh, that's terrible.
I know, and
Lisa-
you have to
Lisa
download
doesn't-
some shady website thing to work MP4.
Yes. At least it doesn't export as like animated VTF or something.
No, that would basically be like a GIF for those insane people.
Oh, it's worse because I don't think it's paletted.
No, man. Oh.
That'd suck. Next question from Trico. Will the P2C campaign feature a new portal gun model?
I don't think so.
Why would I don't know. I don't.
Well,
There's gonna be a paint gun model, but not a portal gun model.
if you would like to add your own.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
make your own.
Yeah, but you can already do that in normal Portal 2. So
Yeah.
Now we will have it use the, since you're playing as the co-op bots or one of the two, we will have the portal gun skin match whichever bot you're playing as, but there won't be a custom model.
oh yeah, that just reminded me. We would have to make custom skins for paint gun for co-op.
Oh yeah, we could. Although it's less yeah, I guess we could do it anyway. It's less
Shouldn't be
important
too hard.
since there are no like unique paint sets like there are with portals.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it'd be a cool idea if one bot could shoot one paint and the other could shoot another. Anyway, we're getting off topic.
All right, next question from Chris. What was the most difficult task the dev team had to face? Great question. I don't know, maybe like not being able to contact Valve for several months, and there being like 1.5 active programmers on the project who are working on the project like for a few hours a week, because there was not a lot getting done, and it was kind of difficult to prevent regressions because we were working with momentum, obviously, so when Momentum makes a change, it could potentially affect P2C, and if their changes do not get like properly tested, result in like a bug getting through. And that happened, multiple times, unfortunately. But that was pretty difficult to deal with for that period. Also, Luke, I believe you're unmuted, so your typing sounds. But yeah, that was a pretty difficult thing to face. And we got back into contact with Valve in November, and we ended up licensing 4 new programmers, as we mentioned. So that's a thing of the past. The next question is from Trico. If one were to obtain a Valve license, what would the requirements be to use the Chaos Initiative? Are you required to make any code you write for your game MIT in relation to Chaos? So yeah, that's a great question. For those of you who are unaware what Chaos is like a collaborative kind of group of projects that work on a single engine branch. So there's another game called Momentum Mod, for example, that is a member of Chaos. And we, of course, are a member of Chaos, too. If you have a source engine license from Valve, you can join Chaos. You just have to basically, ask, and then we verify it. If you want to contribute to Chaos, your code has to be MIT. We cannot accept, contributions that are not licensed under that. Since our code is MIT, you could also use our code for whatever you want, as long as it's within the requirements of the license you signed with Valve. So yeah. The next question is from Mateo Dev. Do you have an estimated month for the release? Our current estimated release is mid-2022, and it is mid-2022 because we don't want to say the exact month that we're kind of planning for. In case we have delays, or maybe if we finish something too quickly, then we can move the release forward. It's just to give us some leeway, so we're just going to say mid-2022. The next question is, Workshop have custom portal gun models? And will there be public lobbies? I think people will make custom portal gun models, so yeah. I'm not sure what you mean by public lobbies. Going to be multiplayer and stuff, so...
Portal 2 free-for-all? Like goddamn Fortnite? Yeah, Portal 2.
Yeah, Portal 2 Battle Royale.
Portal 2 Battle Royale. You're gonna only kill using turrets and portal guns.
There's quite a few questions remaining. Next question is, how is performance of the game compared to the OG version? I can't speak for Windows, but I could say on Linux it is not as good, unfortunately. Because we're adding things to the engine and making changes, and sometimes they result in performance problems. So some of it's our fault, others is the fault of CSGO's branch. Someone who uses Windows should be able to tell you how good the performance is on Windows.
Well, for me, it's basically the same as Portal 2. It's not too much differences.
Yeah, it's not noticeable.
Yeah.
That's good. It's just... I mean, maybe the performance is just bad for Portal 2 on Linux too, or something. I don't know.
I mean, performance will always depend on maps, how good they are optimized.
Yeah.
For me, I just get a bit of a lag spike when I load into new levels, but otherwise it's comparable to Portal 2 and CSGO.
It's fun. Maybe my system is crap.
It's bad on Linux regardless of shader API? Or...
Yeah, it's weird. There's the test chamber. I've been meaning to profile this. I only figured it out yesterday. But the test chamber signs, for some reason, in certain circumstances, absolutely clobber my GPU. I think, or it might be CPU. I was getting 80 FPS in a map where I should be getting 300 FPS. So I guess 80 FPS isn't that bad, but I have 144 hertz monitors, so it's kind of noticeable. Yeah. So the next question is, what quality of life features and custom entities/entity modifications do you plan to add to P2C? I think there's a lot. You could check the GitHub tracker for a list of things that kind of plan to add. So yeah. Anybody have anything else to add to that?
The plan is to have a lot of customizability in a lot of factors, so I think you could consider that quality of life if you spend the time configuring it to what you want.
Okay. The next question is, does DirectX 11 fix the AMD shadow projection bug? Yes, because I believe that is an issue with DirectX 9 specifically or something.
Well, also, it only applies if the executable is called portal2.exe, and since PTC is chaos.exe, it won't happen to begin with.
Solved.
That reminds me how chaos.exe will just never close once you close PTCE. So chaos will just forever run on your PC unless you task manager it.
Yeah, that sometimes happens. The next question is, will other features like vPhysics paths for gel be ported from Revolution? That is not up to me. That is up to Stefan to open PRs to us. So, I guess ask him. But, yeah, we're open for any PRs to Chaos. So, and the next question is, will you be able to play with more than 2 players, and will the unused paint gun make a return? Yes and yes. I believe we've covered those pretty extensively. We have the paint gun stuff. I think we're more than halfway through the questions, so we should probably pause and do the content showcase now.
Time to switch over to Portal 2 CE.
Yep.
Okay. I'm currently in a loading screen, so give me a minute. Perhaps that answers another question while you wait.
Okay, the question is, any plans to add Half-Life content, or will this mod be strictly Portal? We already have Half-Life 2 entities and stuff. There are a couple of miscellaneous issues related to animations. But yeah, we have Half-Life 2 content and stuff. And you can mount it as well.
Wait, isn't it that you have to mount the Half-Life 2 stuff for it to actually be in PTZ? It's not going to be in PTZ by default, right?
But you can still create the entities, they just have missing models and stuff.
Ah, right, okay.
Maybe do another. Sorry, we're just having some minor technical difficulties.
Yeah.
That we're resorting.
Oh boy.
It's lovely. Don't worry, we'll let you know when it's ready.
We had no rehearsal for this.
We could have practiced, but we did not practice.
We did not. We just spent 30 minutes AFK in a VC.
watching
May-
Peter Griffin fall through a portal.
That is true. That is true.
To be fair, I was pushing stuff to Steam during that period, so...
I think you were the only one doing something, preparing for the Q&A.
Yeah, but it was still a little last minute.
I think I can kind of cover the next question probably. From SP2G50000.
Amazing name.
Wonderful name. Very easy to pronounce.
Are there any features that you'd like to add to Panorama that are currently not implemented, and if so, what are they? I think Panorama's already got a ton of features, a lot of stuff from Momentum too. Momentum devs have really been working hard on Panorama, and some of their changes can be ported over to P2C. So mostly just pretty much everything. It's pretty well complete feature wise. There might there are like still like a few like I guess things that could be done. Like I know that there's async web. Sorry. I know there's like async web requests that does not work. There's still like a few things with like documentation. Definitely needs more documentation. It's really hard to do stuff without that. And yeah, like I guess that's pretty much it. There's not too much that needs to be added.
I say one thing I would say that I would like implemented in Panorama is world space UI for sure, because that's a thing that we need for some things.
That would be very cool.
Yeah, I want to replace the test chamber signs, to be honest with that.
So they don't run at 80 FPS?
Yes, that might have influenced my decision. Alright, the next question is, will P2C's editor be more like Portal 2's in-game editor or more like Hammer? So we did plan on making a like puzzle maker thing in the past, and I think that is still the case, but we haven't had time to work on that recently. But it's going to be an external puzzle maker, basically. And of course, we're also going to have Hammer, which will be Hammer, but with a dark theme and QT and some other improvements. So
I definitely want to like work on an external puzzle maker when like we start doing that.
Yeah, could do it at any time, really, but I just haven't had time, really.
Well, because ideally, an external puzzle maker won't directly depend on the engine at all.
Yeah.
Doesn't really need to, since you don't need it to render like actual materials or models or anything.
Yeah, that is very true. And I would like to avoid kind of integrating a ton of stuff into the engine anyways, because it kind of limits the number of people that can work on it.
Yeah, because it can't be open source.
Yeah. And then the next question is, how will the new theme engine for Hammer and stuff work? QT, they mentioned QT specifically. I'm not super experienced with QT, but you can specify like style sheets pretty much. So,
yeah, QT is pretty easy when it comes to style sheets, because all you got to do is just really override the one it needs to load, and then you just write it like CSS is normal.
That's pretty nice. There are some Linux desktop environments that are based on Qt as well, and they're very customizable. So the next question is, this question relates to the roadmap. Will extra features like workshop support and campaign be added later, or will they be present on release? Those are actually core features that we need for release. We do want to have workshop done and functional, absolutely 100%. And the campaign is also something that we need done by 1.0. Or not by 1.0, but by the public release, which may be 0.9.0 or something. Yeah, those will be present on release. Next question is Hammer going to get some of Hammer ++'s features like the Gizmo? Maybe. It's up to people who want to work on Hammer, I guess, right?
The Gizmo itself is one of the easier features to add, because it's, as I understand it, partly written anyway. So we would just have to sort of fix a few issues with it, and it should work. As with other Hammer features, that's more up to Ficool. I don't know if we could get a lot of that stuff, but we'd be happy to.
I think they're planning to make it open source or something.
Yeah, that's what I heard. So potentially,
yeah.
Even then, though, we probably still want to ask.
Isn't Hammer
for sure.
using leaked code though?
That's the issue. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
That might be a problem if, yeah.
Let's see. There's definitely some cool things in Hammer that we could replicate.
Real-time lighting. Oh my god, we need that.
Yeah. It was a lot of work from what I gather, but mean, hey.
Well, yeah. Well, and in terms of licensees get, but still just Valve might not like the sort of like, I guess you could say, like endorsements of a project that uses leaked code by a
that is true.
licensee.
It
Yeah.
might be a problem if PDC gets involved with that.
Well, we're not going to be getting involved with it, so it'd be. Anyways, the next question is: would it be
JJ,
possible to?
sorry to interrupt.
Right.
I just want to let you know that the campaign is ready to be shown.
Right, let's do that.
Okay. Is it possible? I don't use stages. Is it possible to screen share in a QA?
I
don't
doesn't
know.
seem like it.
No.
Okay.
That's strange.
Annoyingly, everyone's now gonna have to potentially join the stream to view the campaign.
Fun.
So I forgot.
Stream is delayed.
The stream's very delayed. I gotta figure out how to hold on. There it is.
By the way, tip for at least premieres, I'm not sure if this applies to live streams. If you set your playback speed to 2 times, then you can get closer to live than YouTube will normally let you.
Oh.
So I think it's working. There's no sounds in the main menu.
Holy yeah! Why is there a playback speed for live and premium? I mean, premieres. That is not how it works.
Okay, is everything all good? There's no audio on the main menu, but does everything seem good to those who are on the stream?
I haven't
Streams
seen
like a
nothing
bajillion
loaded
years
yet.
behind.
It's a black screen right now.
Streams
Right now.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's a black
Oh,
screen.
here it is. It's shown up.
Oh boy, gonna have to go very slow. Right. So everyone joined in the stream or caught up to the main menu?
Yeah, I can see it.
Scene's been posted in voice 15,000 times.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, everyone.
I actually haven't seen the beta main menu for Panorama in a while.
First time.
I like it.
It's nice. It's nice.
Yeah.
Interface.
Yeah, and I mean, in terms of what some of the things are on the menu, so the idea is basically that there will be basically each like campaign, and that can be like, well, by default there would be the Portal 2 campaign and the P2C campaign, but then also workshop campaigns will basically have their own like mini menu, which is what this is. And then across the top, that's the like global navigation bar, which includes the campaign selector. If you click on the P2C icon, it'll show a list of other campaigns that you can select, and then it would switch to that campaign's icon when you selected it, obviously. And then you've got like add-ons manager, settings, and quit game, which are also all up there because those need to be available everywhere. Yeah, settings is partially
I love how
here.
customization only has Portal 1 crosshair as a customization option.
Later on, that's probably where things like custom Portal and gel colors will go.
Yeah, I'm still working on porting the color picker from Momentum because they implemented it code side, but we don't actually have the necessary like XML and layout or styling files to use it.
Hmm.
The stream is really far behind. Okay, so are we ready to move on to the campaign hub then?
Sure.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, no workshop yet.
Oh, right there, the delay.
It is so behind.
You will have to delay your commentary by like a full minute.
I will just stand still for a full minute.
And then it's gonna get longer and longer because you keep on. Oh my god!
Why can't Discord have a screen share functionality in Stage channels? Why is that so hard?
Because Discord is Discord and it doesn't like anything where it's not Discord.
Yeah.
Maybe we should like deafen on Discord and then listen to the stream audio instead or something. I don't know.
Yes.
They-
How do we
That'll
commentate?
be in sync.
the people listening can do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, we
the people
wouldn't do
listening, yeah.
that.
Yeah, because we're cool,
Right.
unlike
Yeah.
the audience.
Yeah.
It's caught up now.
Good.
So
Now it's
Oh, God. Now it's gonna just be looking at a plain wall. Another half hour.
Oh, we should have done the latency like to not be so slow.
You can still change it right now, can't you?
JJ, go change the latency, please, if you can.
I will try
oh, it's an account
desperately.
So
setting.
it's not a full minute between me streaming it and it being streamed.
Didn't realize
This
this
is a
normal
cool
was that fucking bad.
Image.
Hey, look, now I'm walking.
Notice the green gel pipe up in the right.
There's like red adhesion gel right there.
Yes,
It's very beautiful.
Now,
The materials are amazing. Totally, it's still not normal Portal 2 materials.
I should have done a practice one earlier. That's what we should do.
Yes, you love a giant aperture sign logo on the floor.
Yes, it's very good.
I think it looks pretty good.
Once we get the latency fixed, we'll go through the chambers because then it won't be so bad.
Where do you change
Yeah,
that?
yeah. The audience just wait, I don't know, like another 30 minutes.
Yeah, don't
We'll
worry,
get there.
we can just
Oh.
like examine the details of the campaign hub.
Very important.
Like the fact
the
that
ladders are
work.
climbable.
Yay! You'll see that in a minute.
Oh yeah, and do you see my North and Crosses orange thing on the next to the ladder? Yeah, we just play that sometimes when we're bored.
Oh yeah. Oh, you can pick up the crosshair. I just realized I don't have any audio, and by relation, neither does the stream.
That's a
Oh,
problem.
great.
That'd be. Here we go.
I literally do not see any way to change the latency right now.
Are you
So
in
that's
this?
awesome.
It's in YouTube. It's in the YouTube actual
Sounds.
live
No,
settings.
that's
You
not-
gotta go on the actual like.
It's sound mixer.
Do you know where? No, not in OBS, but in the actual YouTube thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
There. Now you can hear me
8.
going around the keyboard.
And 1.
Now you can hear it. Yeah.
Now we
like,
can hear.
I don't know what I'm
Hey.
saying. Is
Oh,
late.
we just saw the ladder. We just saw the ladder.
So I saw the light away.
Oh my God, ladder.
The audio on stream is caught up. It's the stream in Discord. Yeah. Okay. We'll try fixing for a little bit longer, but it's not. I don't think a major issue if there's a bit of
It's
latency.
not like a major. It's more of a annoyance. I just have
As you
to
can,
stand still for like 10 minutes.
as you can see, we prepared like a whole month in advance for this.
Yes,
A
no.
whole
We
month.
came in
Yes,
here very
we've-
prepared.
Yeah. Whoever tells you otherwise is a liar and should be fired from the team.
Yes.
I mean, I did spend some time preparing the maps for this,
I
but
spent
then
some time
in
preparing
terms
the stream, so I
in
wasn't,
terms of the
lazy.
actual stream,
No, we didn't really prepare. I mean, you can't really prepare a stream, can you?
Fired. You just said something that will make you fired.
By the time we get onto the actual campaign maps, you'll be very accustomed with this campaign hub. You know, it's in and outs.
You will know the in-depth lore of the
Yes.
hub. You will create your own lore within this unlimited time span in this hub.
Alright. Are we any closer to fixing the latency?
No,
I'm pretty
because
sure you actually
I
have
have
to
searched
reset the
all the
stream.
settings.
Okay.
Hold on.
We'll just go without it for now, I think. Then.
Should we just continue on
Let's do
without it? Okay.
Oh,
Yes,
well.
persevere. Persevere.
Because I will just do the gameplay. Everyone else talk about the maps as you see them.
We'll respond to you.
Yes.
Okay.
Don't worry, in a minute time you'll see me actually entering a door.
In like 3 minutes, more likely. Just realized you have the goddamn Peabody gun. Oh yeah, because the lore is that you're a robot
You're
in
one of
this
those.
new
Currently, I'm just Peabody.
multiverse. Peabody, yes. Not the main one, not Atlas, just with the secondary.
Yes.
Peabody. Interesting. Clearly,
There's some people, asking if you could turn on Discord overlay
Turn on Discord overlay.
so they can tell who's talking on the stream.
Yes, I have to go enable that though.
Sure.
oh my god, we saw you go through the door. Oh my god. Oh my god. No way.
I'm a bit further ahead because of the 2x speed trick that I mentioned, but still way behind.
I should probably do that too.
Yeah, thanks for that trick. It's so
He
dumb.
just
Why do you have to
activated
do
the
that to
first
speed it up?
laser catcher for me.
So
This is the 1st
I'm
time
seeing the
actually seeing
Schrodinger
map.
cube.
It's like the first time I'm actually seeing the maps. It's really interesting. The maps. They look nice.
Yeah. Now we're just gonna sit on the main menu for a couple minutes while I work out this game overlay thing. So please,
The Schrodinger
entertain.
cube. Yes, I shall give some crazy info. The Schrodinger cubes, we discussed about changing a model of them, and I'm still not sure if that's gonna 100% happen. I need to get Frosty onto that because I can't model that well. So
Why does it say
the Schrodinger cube models that you see now are probably not the final product. So, some fun insider information from the one and only.
We also might change the name because they
Yeah,
have absolutely nothing to do with
Schrodinger's equation. Yeah, I'm still suggesting relocation cube. I'm still Echoes flipping suggested on the marriage cube. Do you remember that, Luke? I think you were in that conversation.
Unfortunately, I don't think I can add the overlay because Discord apparently doesn't know I'm playing a game at the moment.
Maybe
They're not a game anymore.
wait. Maybe you can in OBS. You can open another
I could
stream.
open, another scene.
Another display.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then you can just put it like on top right or whatever.
Yeah.
Right now. Just quickly do that.
Okay.
Or and if that doesn't work, you can just like open Discord on Chrome and join the call on Chrome. So then that might work. So you can actually display Chrome
Hold on.
there.
You who uses Chrome?
Okay. This isn't going well.
That's true.
Should we move to a Discord voice channel?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's I don't know why.
That might be a smart idea, but then we'd have to mute 25 people.
Yeah.
Individually.
Well, like you know.
No. Wait. We can change it to.
You just turn off the speaker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Alright, we'll do that.
Should we do that?
And then we can mod abuse, so then we can talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'll just leave the stream for anyone who wants to.
We can.
Thank you, Let VX, for being the savior of the
Genius.
stream. Genius, a genius of our generation.
Good idea.
The new Einstein. The new Einstein.
Where's sounds?
Maybe
Yeah, well, we got there eventually, I think.
Through perseverance and hard work, we made it.
So I can't make the channel, but is someone doing that?
Someone
JJ, awaken from your slumber.
Make a channel, please.
I'm also going to give Smitey a modest moderator permissions, because why not?
Thank you.
It would be fun if we go into the Pither Lounge.
I will now ban everyone.
Oh no!
Don't worry. For the
Okay.
fourth Q&A stream, I'll have like the Discord thing sorted out.
Yeah, well, we got it figured out now.
For
Streamline.
months.
Members do not have permission to talk in general now. Temporarily.
Okay, we'll go there.
I should add temporarily to that.
Okay.
I think,
Uh,
hopefully.
Okay, we'll go there.
Oh
now.
right, yeah. I changed all the goddamn channel names for myself, so I can't actually see what
move
which
over
one's general.
Over to general now.
have permission to talk. Ba-dum.
Okay, yeah, I can talk at least.
I
Oh
know.
wow, I can on server mute myself. Oh, okay. I actually have some power. I actually have some power.
Can server mute and then server
I can. I'm going to mute JJ every time he tries to speak.
Good.
Okay, sounds good with me.
Yeah, let me fix that.
Brilliantly. Boom! Look at that. Stream.
It's quite amusing, but there seems to be 12 AFK people in my Q&A because they haven't moved over yet. unless they
No, they're slowly coming
limit.
over.
Oh, okay.
Alright, I'll just wait
They
for
might have just
the
missed me
last
saying move to
couple-
general.
Slowly but surely.
I'll wait for the last couple of people to move over before continuing.
Much better.
That's better. Hey, look.
Alright.
It's real time now.
Holy fuck,
Boom.
no way. Real time?
Real
Oh
time.
my god. This is a new technology.
You're no longer 10
New
minutes in the past.
technology.
Welcome to the future.
Welcome to the future.
Okay, you got 4 people left. Might just start it anyways because they're taking their sweet time.
And someone joined even. Okay,
Yeah, I don't think we need to wait.
Technology in
continue on.
2015.
Hi, welcome to the future. It's kind of welcome.
Whoa, it's the
Whoa.
future. I didn't know the future looked like Portal 2.
The future, yeah. Thing. There's a couple ways to solve these ow chambers.
One of the ways is to move a laser over Schrödinger cube.
Yes. My way is to do it this way.
Huh, that seems to be a design flaw. That seems to be a design flaw in that map.
I think it's okay having multiple ways to solve.
Wait, is that actually how it's supposed to
I
be?
mean,
I have no idea. I
This
think
is the introduction. This is the
Yeah.
introduction. So
having multiple ways
makes
isn't
sense.
Okay.
necessarily bad.
yeah.
Okay, but if that's the main way that people are going to find that seems a bit scuffed.
Well, I mean, the
I
other
think
way,
you might want to fix that.
How I solved it, I don't even remember how I did it, but it wasn't with that.
the other way you can solve it is just like portaling up there.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that's the intended way.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
Yeah, of course, jumping on top of the cube doesn't help you much anyway.
no, it's
So-
just, you just get up here. Oh.
Wait, Ozzy, really? That was an intended way? Wow, okay.
I mean,
It doesn't seem like.
Well, it is kind of maybe because it's like 64 units high, so.
Interesting. I never actually saw like cube hopping as part of a puzzle.
Well, Portal 1 had it.
Okay,
Did?
it's
Oh, yeah,
okay.
companion
Apart from
cube.
Portal 1, apart from Portal 1, but I get Portal 2
Portal
map.
1 did a lot of things that like Portal 2 maps don't usually. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Portal 1 is just another. It's
Portal 1
it's
had a lot
another
of timings
breed.
as well.
Yeah, Portal 1 had timing. Disgusting. Spits on it. I'm gonna spit on it. Doesn't each chamber have a different style? Like this is clean, the next one's gonna, for example, be like overgrown. I'm not saying it is,
Well,
but like.
each course has. its
You
own
will
style.
see.
Oh, each course. Oh yeah, it's each course, not each chamber. Okay.
But I'm not gonna say what
How-
styles they are because I don't know if that's been said.
How many chambers are in each course?
currently there is about 5 per course, I think.
This one has 5.
So in the end, there'll be like. So
Yeah, this has
in the end, there'll
5.
be like 30 then, or something like. I don't know,
Yeah,
some-
there will be about
Yeah.
30.
About 30, yeah.
Yeah, 25, 30. Okay, that's cool. Well, that's
Again,
cool
it's-
puzzles I can do.
It's possible that some of the courses will have more maps than that, sort of like how in co-op, not all of the courses have the same number
Yeah,
of
yeah.
levels, or even just in the single-player campaign, the chapters are all different lengths. But
Doesn't
it'll be
one chapter have,
about
like-
30 maps?
Doesn't one chapter in Portal 2 only have like 3 maps?
The part where he kills you is 4, just the finale 1 through 4.
Yeah. I must say I really like the detail on the
Yeah.
maps. I really do. They're
I
really
like,
pretty.
This, I think Dawn did this map.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
really like when you can see a bit in the
Yeah.
back scenes, and not like Wheatley style, like panels are full enough. I really like this clean style.
Yeah, no,
It's
I
really
really like
nice
this. It's really nice. You did a good job.
because it looks colorful without it being like, I don't know, like goddamn the 1980s. All right. Speaking of Schrodinger cubes, we discussed about having to somehow figure out like which Schrodinger cube is linked to which Schrodinger cube. We still need to figure out how to do that.
I think they
Yeah,
currently play
that is
a little like two when they're connected.
currently, yeah, and this isn't something we did. This is just how Valve's original code for them behaved. When you bring a pair near each other, they'll start playing like one of the laser relay sounds. But
Valve being Valve.
yeah, I would imagine that was a placeholder, and
Most
we're
likely
gonna need
placeholder.
to come up with something new, but I'm not sure what that should look like. It's probably best not to rely on color
Yeah.
sense. Well, we already have colored lasers, so that could be confusing.
Oh yeah, didn't we have a discussion about a possibility of like a puzzle thing with like, well, like refraction cube, whatever, like
Yeah.
split into different colors for like different. I still think that could be like a cool idea for like puzzles for like big brain people.
Voice. Yeah, when you're below the Java.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
nice.
yeah,
There's
Ozzy, I
a
know
link
that
to the
we
Java.
never.
Yeah, let me.
Yeah, Ozzy, I know that we never. Ooh, pretty. Anyway, yeah, Ozzy, I didn't mean like in the PCC campaign there's gonna be 2 pairs of Schrodinger cubes, but you know, other people might put 2 pairs of Schrodinger cubes in the same map or like in the same chamber. So
Yeah, Fraja, the Schrodinger cubes are these things. They are interconnected cubes. They one cube receives the laser, the other one fires it. One cubes get painted, both cubes get painted. One cube gets destroyed, both get destroyed. So
the interconnection cube sounds like a good name for them too.
Aperture Science Interconnection Cubes.
Yeah, that sounds like a decent name. But
Entanglement.
doesn't
cube.
sound entangle. No, because I mean, yeah, sort of.
Kind of what they are.
Yeah, quantum sort of, I guess.
Quantum entanglement cubes.
I mean, it can be like the redirection cube, which just has like multiple names, which is like the discouragement cube, or like the redirection cube, or like the whatever the other names of it can be. It can just have multiple names, just like the redirection cube.
Schrodinger's cube's also really hard to spell properly.
Oh yeah, Rose has a interesting suggestion. When you pick up one pair, when you pick up one Schrodinger cube, the paired one has an outline similar to that of the portals when you're looking at them from behind a bush. So basically, it's saying like when you pick up one cube up, the other one's gonna have an outline just like with the portals. That could be a way to tell apart like 2 different pairs. I'm not sure. That sounds like an interesting idea.
Yeah, it could be. I think maybe more something visual. Like, maybe
Yeah,
not like
something
an
more visual.
outline, but like maybe like something on the cubes themselves.
Oh wait, no, because these are old models that are going to be replaced, aren't they? So we can't really
yeah, probably.
think of what
Even
we
though
can't
I
really think of what to add.
They're really-
Because like if we kept these models, but like the highly detailed doesn't really fit Portal 2 like with the other cubes as well.
Yeah. I mean the laser.
If we did keep this cube, one way I could think of distinguishing each cube is like the white bits on like the black bevel edges could be instead like lights, which like emit different light, and each pair emits one color of light. Yeah, because I'm thinking like the remodel of the Schrodinger cube should be somewhat similar to the redirection cube.
Again, with your suggestion, though, we shouldn't really do anything that relies on color, because we already have colored lasers, and it's possible that well, there are cubes that can be filtered to only one laser color. Later on, we might add, like, color mixing and things, if we decide to do that, so...
Yeah, but
having...
if we try sound cues, or like whatever, like sound, that might not be that clear to some
especially
people.
if, like,
Yeah,
some people might play the game with audio off as well.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. So there's going to
I
have to
don't
be
think
a
we
mix
should
of
use
both.
a sound cue. I sort of like the idea that, I don't remember who mentioned it, of having the cubes, like when you pick one up, it'll highlight its partner. Although that could make things a little confusing when you weren't carrying them around.
Yeah, or maybe if we can't think of a good alternative, maybe we can just somehow just restrict it to only 2 pairs being in the same chamber at once. I don't know. But I don't think a lot of people would like that. We do need. I do feel like
in the campaign maps, we will never use more than a single pair, but custom maps will have that capability, and we need some way to differentiate them.
I mean, maybe one way we can distinguish each pair is maybe if we have like instead of just like picking up the cube and when we see the outline, maybe if we just look at the cube, then we see the outline of the other cube. That could be another way too. Yeah. I think that would be a better way than...
Probably go to answering questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all from the campaign anyways.
Amazing.
The details are nice in those maps. I like them.
I really like the clean style.
Also, getting those end disassemblers working was kind of a pain because of Valve entity logic. That's all I wanted to mention, is because...
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Blame it on Valve.
Wow.
It's their fault.
Yeah, let's just move back to the Q&A then. Because,
I'm sorry, everyone.
The
better if we go there.
The campaign is still being worked on, obviously, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not much to show.
Subject to change.
In the future, there'll be definitely more to show if we decide to show it. Anyway, let's just move back.
Come to half people still gone.
Aaron, we didn't ask for you to
be
speak.
fine.
Don't worry.
I'm so glad someone renamed P2C Q&A to real and not fake. Thanks. It's an important clarification.
Oh wow, I just realized I wasn't speaking. Oh.
Okay. So, we'll go back to Q&A.
Wow, everybody moved over.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, you can hear that?
Surprising.
Oh, I was messing up with spoons. Anyway, carry on with the Q&A.
So.
Next question. I will read it, I guess, and if somebody wants to answer it, they can answer. Will it be possible to use HLAE, which is, I looked at it briefly, it looks like some type of movie-making tool.
Yeah. I think that's the one that, makes demos look better, I think. It sort of renders them.
Okay.
Potentially. Again, the issue with that is we'd have to have the HLA devs would have to help out a little bit, I think. Or at least modify it to work with P2C. We can't do much on our own side to fix that. So if they want to, sure.
I'm not entirely sure how it works, so... but yeah, maybe, potentially, I guess, to answer that question. The next one is, will local web requests ever be possible? Communication between the game and a program on the same machine. From Panorama should answer
Right. We were planning of something like that for Hammer, I think. So, potentially. But I don't think there's any concrete plans on that, so... yeah, we might have more information in the future on that one.
I think they need just like a Panorama API though, right?
Potentially. Communication. Yes, possible.
I think our web requests API is limited to certain domains, or not. It might have also been removed at some point. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest, because of like security concerns, at least for Momentum. But yeah, maybe in the future, we need it. The next question is, will there be a chance to make a custom HUD like in Half-Life 2 and Gary's mod? Yes.
Yeah, with how Panorama works, it should be fairly easy to make a custom HUD. Especially with just the fact that really all you need to do is just write JavaScript and the layout and style, really.
And I think the only thing that we'd need to solve is like maybe the add-on would be mounted or something.
Yeah, there'd still have to be some sort of like maybe underlying API for like getting various parts, like I don't know, like health or stuff, through to the HUD.
The next question is, will the Valve maps be recompiled to show off the new lighting or compiler improvements, or will they be the same maps from Portal 2 installation on Steam? I don't think we're going to be recompiling the maps necessarily because we want to reduce file size. So a lot of them are going to be mounted from Portal 2.
Wasn't there also a problem where, like, if you decompiled the map, there'll be some like audio issues, or I don't know, like, there will be some issues. So then when you recompiled it,
there will not be any audio issues because that.
I don't remember what the issues were. I just know there were
voice
some
lines
issues.
not playing is just caused by the maps being renamed because Valve's choreo scripts, which we wouldn't do. But decompiling can still cause other problems, especially with area portals, and we don't have the source files.
Yeah, so
Valve
showcasing the new lighting
them
in the
out.
maps.
Well, you don't have to decompile the map to rerun like VRAD on it, for example, which is where most of the changes are going to be.
So then maybe we could recompile the maps just with improved lighting and stuff.
Yeah, it really depends though. Like, there are certain maps where it's not going to make a difference. So
yeah.
Anyways,
yeah, like
maybe
one
is the answer to that.
Black cube.
Next question is, will paint gun percent track how much gel you spray? I don't know. Anybody else know?
Probably not.
Yeah, that'd be a lot
an
of gel.
incredibly hard thing.
That would be a lot of gel.
Accurately measure.
I think it'd be more like paint gun percent is basically like speedrunning the game, but with a paint gun. So it'd be
it'll just
at most time
speedrunning basically.
At most,
so
the
it'll
only
just
thing
be
it would
based
track
on
is
time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think they mean it
earlier,
as sort of a.
Maybe we'd also have like a backup portal gun, and like you could, if you fired less portals, it would keep track of that. But in terms of just the paint gun, it'll just be time based.
Yeah.
I mean, I have an idea.
Gun.
I mean, and instead of maybe like tracking how much gel one would spray, instead there can be two separate timers for how long it takes you to complete the map and the total amount of time for how long you held the paint gun for.
Oh,
so like,
that's an idea.
You know what I mean? Because like you could then it'll to just track how long you held your mouse button for the entire map.
Yeah, although I mean, I'm not sure how well that would, or I'm not really sure like how useful that would be. I guess
it would just be a cool stat. I think is what they're asking.
Yeah, I guess it would just be an interesting stat to see how long you'd held down.
I mean, it's better than nothing.
Gel, or how much gel you'd fired.
Maybe there can also be other stats like exactly like which gel you sprayed more. Like like which gel you use the most. Or, like, I don't know, just some cool little stats. That's an idea.
All right. Next questions rather. The first one is, how heavy will the P2C files be? Currently, I think it's like 3 gigabytes. I have 3.52 gigabytes on my system. So it's not super heavy, but it's still kind of a lot of stuff.
That's bigger than I was expecting.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it is on release. It'll probably get bigger. Well, we'll get bigger because campaign stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're going to try to keep it as light as possible.
It definitely won't include a copy of all the Portal 2 content. That's what the mounting system is for.
Yeah, which has its own set of problems. You know, people's modified Portal 2 installs causing issues with P2C and stuff. But
yeah, but
I mean, who cares?
Yeah.
The next one is, did you ever read an application and wanted to accept someone immediately? Maybe?
There was like one time I know when I was looking through the key applications, and there was someone when we were like doing the whole key drop, and there was someone, and I thought, yep, that would be a good person to do, and so I immediately basically accepted them.
And now here comes the opposite of a question. Which was one application that you immediately wanted to reject?
Well, there's some applications.
I mean, there's ones that there was one that was just the discriminator, like the 4 numbers at the end of the Discord name. So it was like I can't even.
There's some people who like
don't do that.
Like joke like entries or just like a
because
you could
totally represent. You could totally represent all Discord users with a 4-digit number.
Not really, because
I mean, you can find them usually.
Not really, because there can be people can have the same tag.
Yeah,
but
no,
name.
someone the person who only entered in their tag just seemed to think that was like a user ID.
Maybe. Or they like copy paste
the UUID. Oh, I thought you were talking about the tag, not the UUID.
It's the 4 numbers at the end of the thing.
Oh, so you are talking about the tag.
They entered the tag, but yeah, forget it.
Okay, moving on. Moving on.
Number 3, is there heavy lore for the campaign, or is it just Peabody tests because reasons?
There will be heavy lore. I think there's like some lore, but it's not like don't expect
there will
it
be
to be
light lore.
I mean,
it's not going to be like a super complex story.
This is from Aussie. He wants me to read it. He says there is some lore. It's not heavy, but the Portal 2 CE campaign is in its own universe with its own small story to it.
Wasn't the own small story already said in the previous chat? Like, not like all of it, but like the main base idea.
I'm not sure.
I think it was.
I think Aussie did that, so he can confirm or deny it.
Yeah. Like, GLaDOS never woke up. I remember Ozzy saying that. Like, it's just the universe without GLaDOS.
You mentioned it a few times, yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez, spoilers, guys.
Yeah, don't talk about it too much.
Yeah, the GLaDOS project was shut down, and so everyone's still alive, and no one died.
It's nothing that would get MatPat intrigued. We're safe.
It takes place in the same universe as Among Us, so.
Oh my god! That should be part of the lore. Yes.
Official part of the lore. That is not
Make
great. You're not compromising the.
That is not
lore
an
of the
official
game.
Part of the lore.
That should definitely be part of the official part of the lore.
No.
Ozzy, make it official, Ozzy. I'll pay you.
If that were an official part of the lore, then everyone would be beings or whatever the crewmates are.
Behind the heavy vault door at the end of the campaign map is where the Among Us are stored.
I'm gonna change every human model to be Among Us model.
Yeah, what do you think the error model was Among Us, man?
It's a beta test for what's coming.
Yeah,
This meme should be dead by now.
It is. We're just dragging it through the dirt.
It is dead everywhere other than here.
Yeah, well.
That is true. That is actually
we're living in the past.
Okay.
The next question is: any plans? Oh, no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, just repeat what was said, that there will be light lore, but it's not gonna be Desolation 2 or anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be Desolation 3.
Maybe not that, but anyways, next question is: any plans to possibly add advanced chambers like Portal 1?
Wasn't this basically said that we couldn't do
Oh,
this anyway because we don't have the VMFs and the
Yeah.
maps would break?
I think they're referring to advanced versions of the campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Oh, well, the
possibly.
PTC campaign.
I think I think
possibly.
the idea was that after you completed all 6 chambers, the heavy door at the end of the map would open up to additional optional advanced chambers with using
Yeah.
more of the custom elements mixed in with some of the other custom elements and
Yeah,
vanilla
but-
elements.
It
Yeah, but
won't
if I recall,
But that'd
It
be
But
like
it
won't
wasn't
be
the-
like advanced versions of existing chambers. It'll just be entirely new,
Yeah.
harder
Yeah.
chambers.
with the elements, yeah.
honestly, I would love Portal 2 chambers with being advanced, but because we don't have the VMFs and decompiling break stuff, I don't think that's going to happen.
Mhm. Yeah, and that will or the advanced campaign maps, if they happen, will probably be post. I don't know about post 1.0, but at least they'll come after the rest of the campaign is added.
Yeah, it'd be like DLC, essentially.
Yeah, well, free DLC.
Yeah, a free update.
The free TF2 update.
P2CE heavy update.
Coming in
It's
2067.
confirmed.
2067. What makes you a criminal in 2067?
The update happened in 2008, so never forget that.
all right.
Right, moving on. Moving on.
I will. Who wants to read the next question, or
What
should
is-
I read it?
I can read the questions if you don't want to read them anymore.
Sure.
Okay. Next question by Nanoman. I am really interested in the Portal 2 CE level designer position, or more position for applying to the mapping team open soon. The Google form says it is full at the moment.
That is up to the level design lead or the campaign lead. So I don't really know.
Basically, spam Aussie's DMs. He's going to reply to you eventually.
Aussie
I'm
says,
sure that will result
Have
in you
enough.
being immediately accepted.
Aussie
He
says
said-
you have enough, yeah.
So probably not.
Next
Um,
question.
Thank you, though. Yeah.
Okay, next question. From G-Man, will there be a compatibility with the Portal 2 workshop, or at least mods from ModDB? And what can you say for now about the experience of Portal 2C than old Portal 2, like how it feels?
Yeah, so we're not going to have compatibility with Portal 2 Workshop because it uses like a different format of add-on and stuff. I think you can. You could just download like BSPs off the Portal 2 Workshop anyways, and just drag them into P2C, and they should work.
Isn't there
you
still
can.
some sort of... Hold on, isn't there still some sort of compatibility? No, not like within the actual workshop, but like in game you can still open your Portal 2. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
You can still
And
open
there's
Portal 2.
small problems.
Well, no, that still doesn't use your original Portal. Or that still won't load your original Portal 2 Workshop maps. The original Workshop UI is still a thing right now, but it loads maps from the P2CE Workshop still, and that's probably going to be removed when we remake the Workshop to be based on VPKs.
Yeah, so
And
that's
it's worth
all going
mentioning-
away.
I'm not
Sorry.
actually sure what'll happen to that original UI if you run in VGUI mode. Probably we just want to disable it again.
It's worth mentioning that since we do mount Portal 2, like you can start workshop maps like from the console.
Oh
But
yeah,
I don't know if there will be an
Portal
interface
2
for it.
Yeah, if you run Portal 2 so it downloads the maps, then you can go and load them in P2C.
That's a good point, actually. So, kind of, I guess, just not through the RUI or anything. You have to download them in Portal 2. And mods on ModDB, those are all compatible, or they should be mostly compatible with P2C. because they're just like folders basically that you throw in source mods. Actually, speaking of that, you might need to change the game info or something. But yeah.
Yeah, I think if you were to just... Yeah, you would need to edit game info a bit to get it to work for P2CE, because the P2CE uses the Source 2013 game info or search path system, which you need to define a few extra things. And like, I think, do you need to specify VPKs separately? That's how it
Only
works.
for the
That's how it
dynamic
works in
mounts.
Source 2013, but I'm not sure if that's carried over to Chaos.
I'm pretty
Anyway,
sure it's not.
So you'd need to update game info to change the search paths a bit and change the app ID to P2CEs, so Steam runs P2CE instead of Portal 2. But other than that, they should work.
Yeah. And the last part of that question is, like, what can we say about the experienced P2C versus old P2C or old Portal 2?
It really depends on the maps. Like, if you're playing a normal Portal 2 map, it's basically just gonna... Or if you're playing an original Portal 2 map, it's basically gonna feel exactly the same.
Yeah, exactly.
With maybe slight differences here and there, like the laser texture looking a bit different because we made it colorable, but nothing significant.
It's mostly the same.
Now, if a map is specifically made for P2CE, then maybe it would have additional graphical features like CSM, or we have parallax corrected cube maps, right?
I believe we do, yeah. Came from Momentum.
Yeah.
PBR.
Oh yeah, PBR as well.
Oh, did I hear PBR? I'm interested now. What's going on? Sorry, I just wasn't paying attention for a couple minutes because my rapid's annoying me. And I heard PPR and I was like, oh, PPR.
Okay, we'll move on to the next question. Rose asks, how does one get in contact with Valve in regards to getting a source license?
Steam support, basically. You have to get an app ID.
Yeah, and it involves a lot of waiting as well.
But in short, get an app ID, and then you open a Steam support ticket and like ask about getting a source license, and then sometimes they'll respond. Sometimes.
Heavy emphasis on sometimes.
Yeah, it's not as difficult as you would think, but they're obviously very picky about it. Next question, we should move on to the next question.
Okay, next question is by G-Man. And will there be compatibility with VR? It would be a unique experience, but a big of a work.
It's not currently in scope right now.
I think
we do.
We had oh, continue. Sorry.
We have one of the newer devs, Demez, has worked on porting some other games to VR. So we have some prior knowledge on the team with that. It probably won't be a thing for release, as far as I know.
No, it'd be like a.
But there is potential for it.
Far posting. It'd be something fun to tinker with, but can't guarantee it anytime soon.
Yeah, like it might happen in the future because someone got bored, basically. Yeah. So yeah, it'd be cool to have, but you know,
they have like a lot of work because we have to work with the whole motion sickness and portals and flings and whatnot. But sure, we could find a way around that.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next question is from a symbol and DD. Will there be achievements?
Yes, eventually.
I mean, when we were discussing achievements in the team chat not too long ago.
I think we were.
I think we're discussing. Yeah, I think we were also discussing implementing with Portal 2 achievements connected to PTC, and I think it was just like a misunderstanding of someone thinking that Half-Life 2 update did the same thing with Half-Life 2, but it just had its own achievements.
They just copied the achievements from Half-Life 2, which we could do as well.
Yeah.
We should, might as well, right?
Yeah.
It's just people
Yeah,
have to
we
remember
could,
the
although I mean,
achievements.
I mean, we can also just throw some extra ones. So some funny Gmod ones, like we encountered 1,000 errors in Hammer, would be funny too. That would be something cool.
yeah, like what? Yeah, like a
Run
like,
PTC for a year.
No, please no time-based ones.
Why
Go
you don't
outside.
want to? You don't
don't
want
play
to?
Portal 2 Community Edition for 7 years.
Yeah.
Okay, hear me out though. Hear me out. Like we could put a vent on the map. If you climb into the vent, you vented. It's the achievement.
I mean, maybe. I might cater towards that idea.
I like how everybody knew where I was going with that.
I was about to server mute you when you suggested that, but you can't server mute in stages, I guess.
Yes.
We can disconnect.
I can force disconnect JJ.
We can force disconnect JJ.
Okay,
And then I
okay.
lose my
Next
moderator
person to
position.
suggest anything related to Among Us is getting kicked from the voice chat.
I mean, you just said Among Us. That's what it is, Among Us. Kick Luke. Kick Luke.
No, that's after that sentence.
After what?
Yeah, after what sentence?
I'm not repeating it. I know that you're trying to get me to say it.
Okay, let's carry on.
If the next person to mention that game, you know which one I'm talking about.
No, I don't.
No, I don't. Please tell me in great detail.
Okay, it's this game where I'm not getting into this. This is getting way too off topic.
Okay, let's continue with the questions.
I'm sorry
so-
for mentioning it.
Wonderland War asks, will the server browser be seen in other Source multiplayer games be in Portal 2 CE?
There won't be any servers though.
Probably something. If
We're gonna have
something like that was to exist,
Hey.
it'd probably be rewritten in Panorama anyway.
I
Because the current one's VGY, I
Actually,
think.
the server browser is already in. You can open it through the console. It doesn't work properly.
Of course. I wonder why.
But, or I mean, it might work if there were any servers. There just aren't any servers.
Someone go make a server and test it.
Yeah, someone make a
Like,
dedicated
Portal
Portal 2 server.
If MPDev wait for other player could be turned off, then you could try loading into a co-op game without player 2 and then see if someone could join it through the server browser.
That's kind of cursed, but yeah. That's
Well,
kind of really
if we're-
unintentional, though.
Planning on more than 2
But
players,
yeah, of course,
which
it'll
we are.
really be used when we add support for more than 2 players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in that case, that is related to a question that was above about public lobbies. If there's a server browser, it's possible.
Yeah, that's probably what it'll be, is just you'd host a server, and that server could run, a map or whatever, and then, yeah.
It'll be a lot nicer than other Source games, though, because we'll have peer-to-peer support, so no port forwarding necessary.
Oh, that would be nice.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. From 5413 Terminal, how customizable is Portal 2 CE?
Well, right now, you just saw. Well, right now in the campaign, you just saw you can only change the crosshair right now.
Well, there's some other
But it's got
things
obviously more in the
in
future.
the console, like you can change your portal colors, gel colors, possibly some of the others.
You can also change other things that we will not mention because we didn't forget totally.
Yeah,
Uh,
and also because I don't know.
You will. It's an Easter egg. There we go. That's our
Yeah,
excuse.
Easter egg.
there will be
Yeah.
more, though.
Yeah,
There will be a lot more.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're fine digging into code, you could just modify the Panorama files to customize your UI or whatever. Yeah,
Customize
and
the height so we can play as an ant.
also planning on having some backwards compatibility with or not backwards compatibility, but support for Half-Life 2 sort of things. So you'll be able to turn on the suit and turn on a health HUD and stuff. Disable regeneration. There's long fall boots now as like an equipable item,
Yeah.
so you can like re-enable fall damage.
Being able to have a health bar for that would be useful, because like I don't know how close I am to dying when
Yeah,
falling through
and
the
HEB
choice.
suit.
And of course you regen, but
Yeah.
I have a branch for that actually. It's just I never really finished
yes.
it. It's just
Speaking
Half-Life
of-
2 health and suit.
So speaking of regen, if we ever do something with like, of course, like everyone does like full damage stuff, the regen should be fixed because right now she she heals from any injury and like a blink of an eye, Cho does. So there should be like a way to customize how long regeneration takes.
I
So
need to
I think
refactor some of that.
the general answer for how customizable is as customizable as we can get it, and as is necessary.
And it's also a question of how much time do you have to customize the game, because you could do a
That's
lot with what you have at hand.
Once C script's in, you'll be able to do a lot more as well.
Okay, next questions. A not so spooky skeleton asks, if you were to if you were like to mount a game, will there be a menu like Gary's mod, or will you have to edit gameinfo.txt?
Well, there's mounts.kv, which you can use to mount games, even if they're on like a different drive or something. It'll use Steam to dynamically load the game's contents. I'm not sure if there's going to be an in-game menu for it.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. But if the API is there, I don't see much of a reason as to why we couldn't
I think we should,
add one, I
yeah.
suppose.
Yeah,
I think
might
we
Yeah,
want
well.
to.
it'd be cool if we could do that.
I mean, Gmod, of course, does that because it's like a sandbox game. You can just like spawn in props from the spawn menu and stuff. And so it's just an easy way for you to access other games' contents. P2C doesn't need that quite as much. If you are making a map that, if you're making like a map or something that uses something from another game, you probably just want to bundle it into the VPK with the map. Oh yeah, that's the other reason we might want to not have an in-game mounts UI, because it's going to lead to you need Counter-Strike Source to play this map.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure when we discussed it, but I want to say that we did mention having like an in-game mounts configuration thing. Yeah, just I guess modify the mounts.kv. It's not really that difficult if you want to mount Half-Life 2 stuff.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
instructions are
at
in there,
least-
so it's pretty
Yeah,
simple.
well, and now that you can define mounts in game info for like mounting Portal 2's base content, we can just treat mounts.kv as a user config file, as opposed to it needing to be like part of like the how originally it kind of like needed to be there alongside game info.
Yeah, and I should also say you should not be touching your game info at all, because if you break something, you will break it badly and the game won't launch. So yeah, just pretty much use mounts.kv.
In relation to workshop items, is there a plan for that to be able to mount its own stuff? Like if you say this workshop item requires, I don't know,
probably
CSS or something.
Steam. You're saying have a workshop item require a mounted game.
I think we could just load a mounts.kv from a mounted game or something really messed up like that.
Maybe, but
those are to do with like paths and whatever. It's per system.
Yeah.
Again, that's why I feel like having the mount system be this thing that's like, you can use this to mount additional games might have kind of been a bad idea to begin with. I mean, I guess it's nice to have, but like, and it's good for mounting Portal 2's base content, but having a mounted game system like that, it just causes way too many issues with with workshop items requiring mounted games, like in Gmod, how you've got you need Counter-Strike Source for this map, and that's what I talked about.
I agree with it. I agree with that. But I mean, I'm slightly biased because I like playing around with the Half-Life 2 campaign. So,
Hmm.
yeah. But
And I mean, either way, you'd still be able to do that. Just you'd have to manually go and mount them yourself in mounts.kv instead of having a UI for it.
yeah, I was also thinking about upgrading kind of like resource lists or something so that you can kind of filter out content that you don't want. Or something in Hammer.
Yeah.
Well, we could talk about that later, but that could potentially help alleviate that issue.
Okay, next question. Infinity Plus 05 asks, will the bot cosmetic trading feature be added to the game?
Oh, I'd forgotten about that.
As it is currently, no.
Yeah, I mean, we can't even have cosmetic items, I'm pretty sure, because free mod. So.
Yeah, we're just gonna make them into TF2. Don't mind us.
Yeah. Possibly. I mean, one idea that I've brought up a lot for player customization is custom skins, where you'd be able to import a custom texture for the model, and it would override the default one, and then other players would see that. Although you'd probably have an option that would be like who is custom skins you can see, so you could limit it to like friends only, and it would probably default to that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Just so you know, if you like join a probably because this also kind of ties into having multiplayer with more than 2 people, and like you could join a server and maybe you'd want to see everyone's custom skins, but then if someone put like something offensive in their custom skin, they'd probably just get banned from the server. But just that option should be there to limit custom skin visibility to only see your friends' skins if this idea is done.
Yeah, but I don't. Anyways, as I was saying, I don't think we can use the Steam item system. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure we can't.
That's
I know
what I've heard.
I know there are a couple items that have been added on Steamworks. There is a it's funny, the memes basically.
Yeah, I think
they're just
in terms
test
of
items
that,
that can't be used.
I think you can upload them, but I don't think they get published at all. Basically.
Yeah. Mods are in a weird spot. They can't use most things.
Okay, next question from GRN Engineer. Does Portal 2 CE has the rocket turrets? And if it does it have a new model or the original? In brackets, I like the rocket turret a lot.
I wanna talk about this. Yes, we PTCE have the rocket turret, and we have a new model by. Who was the new model by again?
Allison. It's in post
Allison.
voice.
Yes. By Allison. Yes. And it still basically acts just like normal rocket. It's just normal rocket turret, but with a new model.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it. So yes, the rocket turret is still a feature. That'll work. Oh, you should. Speaking of rocket turret, it'll bounce off the reflection gel. As a nice trivia.
Does it
The
still
rocket
do that in P2CE?
Yes, it's still bounces.
I'm pretty sure we never changed it.
Yeah, I seem to remember that causing problems and being removed, but I guess not.
Wait, will it be removed or will it not? I actually don't know if it's
Probably should if it hasn't.
If it's not removed yet, then it shouldn't be.
Well, I don't think it is removed. Ozzy is a rocket turret, man. We gotta ask him about this.
Ozzy, so you want the rockets to reflect off of reflection gel? Keep it. Okay, we'll keep it.
Okay, we're keeping it. It's set in. It's set in. We're keeping it.
Sorry, JJ, you've been outvoted.
Dang it.
You've been outvoted by a single man.
Fine.
Could always make it like a key value and then like fix it that way. So if some people just don't want it to reflect.
I mean, yeah, we can just like make a disable and enable a toggle. That's what's
Yeah,
called.
yeah. Could even put it as like a key value on the rocket turret itself, like do rockets reflect? Yes or no?
But yeah, it would be cool if the reflection had properties like how many times it can reflect and then it explodes, or like does the reflection bring down the time of like until the rocket explodes or whatever. I don't know, just some cool ideas.
Mm-hmm. Okay, assuming that's it. Luke, we can hear your keyboard.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
How uncouth.
Next up is a question from Hex. A couple questions here, or two. How's the Panorama progress for Portal 2 CE going? If any of the UI people want to answer that.
Yeah, I think it's going pretty well, honestly. We've got like kind of a concept for like what the main menu could look like down out published to beta testers right now. It's obviously still very much work in progress, but like the basic structure is there. A bit of it relies on the workshop features being implemented, and we are going to have to make like some new panels in code, like the load and save file menu. But yeah, it's coming along pretty nicely, I think.
Okay. Second part of that question is, do you guys have any major new UI ideas, or will it mostly be porting existing VGUI menus over and doing a little bit of a touch-up?
I'm not a UI person, but they are already fairly different.
Yeah, the UI is going to be pretty different from base Portal 2, although I think we do plan to provide a like recreation of the original UI as a template for mods to use.
Yeah, in terms of the template, I need to get back onto working on this. I have been slowly working on a Portal 2 rewrite for the menu.
Yeah.
It's something that will be done, just probably not with P2C itself, just because it doesn't entirely need it.
Yeah, because the P2CE main menu is not really it's not really good for mods, because mods aren't going to want to have, the per campaign menus and stuff. They're just going to want a single menu like Portal 2 has, and so that's what the template's for.
Okay. And then to answer the last part of the question, Hex, it is currently being live streamed to YouTube on the new Portal 2 CE's YouTube channel. It's been posted many times in voice, and after the stream, it will be archived there as well. So, on to the next question from SP2G 50,000. Another Panorama question. How much CSGO code is left in Portal 2 CE's Panorama UI? And is it possible for it to be open sourced yet?
There's still quite a decent bit, I'd probably say, of CSGO's original code, but we are slowly working on replacing that with our own stuff. And I'm not entirely sure if we're going to open source that or not. I don't see why we couldn't, if it's all replaced.
Yeah, we should at some point. Only concern I would have about that is like spoilers for the campaign, in case we have like a chapter name list or something.
Yeah, I think that generally come after the campaign's mostly done, though.
Yeah,
to be fair.
I mean, all the Panorama code is already included with P2C anyway.
Yeah, but
so
we haven't added any of that stuff yet. It's just a consideration.
Well, from what I've seen with the campaign, like you guys just need like a button to send you to the hub, right? Because the hub kind of manages all of the different maps that you go to.
Yeah, that, and probably will. I mean, there would also be load game, because you'd be able to save since it's single player.
Yeah.
Okay.
But in terms of, there wouldn't be like a chapter selects.
Yeah, so I think in that case, there wouldn't need to be like a chapter list, so Panorama wouldn't really have any spoilers for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's nothing really stopping us from open sourcing it. I want to say you already elaborated on that, I think, Aaron, right? It's already mostly cleaned out of CSGO stuff.
Yeah, I think the main thing that probably retains is more just like some of the spare like layout stuff. Like for example, I don't know, the movie player. I think that's a CS:GO thing.
Yeah. The thing right now that we need to do is there's this massive file chaosstyles.sas. If we can split that up into like separate styles that actually pertain to like specific like selectors, like having a slider.sas and a toggle button.sas instead of just this 2,000 line file. I think like once we do that, I think it'll be mostly unrecognizable from CS:GO.
Yeah. The only other issue, obviously, is then if we open source it, put it on GitHub, it'd be a submodule, and that's kind of a pain in the butt to manage. So we just copy code to GitHub or something. I don't know. But yeah, we did want to open source it at some point, so we'll be doing that eventually.
Okay, on to the next question. This one's by 5413 Terminal. Will there be features from the educational edition of Portal 2? I don't think
we have any. I don't think we have any plans for that. So
there's not much. Most of it was just like in Puzzle Maker stuff. Like
yeah. Well, first of all, yeah, I don't think we have the code to any of that, so we definitely wouldn't be able to directly port any of the original code. It could probably be remade pretty easily, but I think it would be better to implement a lot of that stuff in a more generic way.
Yeah.
So, for example, the contraption cube is a cube that has like its adjustable physics properties. Maybe instead we just add a generic physics prop that can have its physics properties controlled through key values on the entity. Happy birthday, Bon.
Thank you. It's my birthday. Thank you.
yeah, happy birthday.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you.
did that exactly at midnight.
It is exactly midnight for me.
But anyway, and then yeah, other things from the educational version are similar. You have, what are like impulse-based faith plates. Those don't even really need to be ported. They don't do much that you can't already do. There's like the timer HUD. You could probably do that with like Panorama plus like a logic timescale. And the speech bubbles, which you could just do with like the commentary node entity. I think that's possible already. So like, yeah.
Okay. So next up is a question from Alia. Does putting more than one projector texture light with shadows work?
Yep.
Yep.
You can have up to like 8 right now.
Do not put 8 though. Do not put 8.
Yeah, I say right now, but it's not like we're gonna increase it because 8 is already very resource intensive.
Yeah, like it will seriously degrade your performance if you use like 8 projector textures at once.
Even like 1 on a relatively complex scene with portals will absolutely kill performance. So be very careful.
Okay, next question is from a not-so-spooky skeleton. This question pertains to the Puzzle Maker / workshop uploading process. Will the person who makes the map be required to finish their map before they are allowed to upload it like Super Mario Maker?
We can't really verify that because like there will basically just be an upload tool where you'd pack the map into a VPK along with like any content it uses and then upload that. There isn't really any way we could verify that you've completed the map without that wouldn't be able to be like just worked around.
I mean, like there's this possibility we could do like full Nintendo style where you lock down everything, like
yeah,
and like it's kind of like you know speedrun mode, like how all the stuff is disabled in speedrun. That's a possibility, but it probably won't. happen.
It would be useful because
Well,
it would prevent the
yeah.
workshop from being clogged
Maybe
with
for the
impossible
puzzle,
tests. And...
maybe for the puzzle maker, we'll
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
Where
For the puzzle
I mean,
maker,
it still
'cause-
would be fairly easy to work around, but we have a thing in P2CE where when you complete the map, it
Yeah, sorry, I was referring to the puzzle maker. Sorry.
Yeah, where like when since it's going to be an external puzzle maker, when you beat the map, it triggers some input on some unique entity, which will then cause the game to write a specific file indicating that you've completed the map. And then when you go and publish it from the editor, it would read that. For hammer maps, we're definitely not going to do anything like that, especially because, you might be making, once we have multiplayer with more than 2 people, you might be making like a custom multiplayer mode, which can't really be completed, or you might not be having any maps at all, and so that's just not something that can really be enforced there.
Yeah.
But for puzzle maker maps, maybe.
Okay, on to the next question by GRN Engineer. Will there be any voice acting for the campaign?
Didn't we speak about that in team chat before? We talked about that before.
Yes, I think so.
I think there's gonna be ideas of like maybe you could hear some scientists talking. It'd be like scientists, and that'd be maybe
probably.
the only person.
Hey, we should get me voice actor for Kleiner. We should get in contact with voice actor for Kleiner and make him voice act all the scientists. I mean, it's not that hard because he voice acts for Black Mesa too. It shouldn't be that hard to get in contact with him.
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
I think so.
He did.
Oh,
He
sure.
did. I remember.
Really?
I remember. Yeah, he voice act Kleiner in Black Mesa too.
Okay.
Just like.
Wait, was it impressionist? No, I swear I read somewhere that was actually with voice actor for Kleiner.
I mean, it sounds pretty accurate, just not completely accurate, I guess.
No, because I think I read some. Okay, I think I'm either misremembering something or not. I don't know. Either way.
Okay, next question. Do I skip this one? Well, it's just
Yes, the answer is yes.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
What's the question? Oh yes,
I read it.
Yes, definitely, 100%.
Okay, what's the vote?
And when you said that was it, banned.
Okay, I'm skipping it. I don't want to get banned, even though I'm already banned.
Oh wow.
Okay.
We will approve of this one.
Yeah, you can't say the title of the game.
Okay,
well,
what
no,
would you say?
not that
What game?
What
game?
What if I say this? Space Pit.
That's a reference to.
No.
That's a
no,
reference.
No,
That's a reference. It's a reference.
It's not because space and people astronauts.
Yes, but we should have said astronauts, not.
Sorry, is that a reference to the hit game?
Yeah, is that a
Beginning with an
reference?
A?
Is that a
There's a
reference?
singular hit game, and that is it.
On another
Yeah,
tangent
game.
related to this.
But hey,
Oh, it's a reference?
guess what? I'm
I
immune.
cannot believe it.
I'm immune because I'm hosting this whole thing.
Oh well, not if we
Okay.
disconnect you.
Yeah, but then
Alright.
no one on the stream can hear any of you.
Good point.
Okay.
It's kind of a shame that our UI makes a reference to this stuff,
Yeah. All right, next question. Proper question. So Coco asks, will you guys attempt to recreate the 6 Sense mechanics if someone who owns the Vesa Hydra is willing to help, and also maybe convert the controls for people to use the 6 Sense mechanic with the keyboard and mouse/console controller?
I mean, sure. It's kind of complicated though, because we have a lot of things to do. We definitely want to recreate these mechanics. And it doesn't necessarily require that we own a Hydra or even know someone who owns a Hydra. It's just kind of recreating the mechanics based on what we can see, I guess. Yeah,
I mean,
like we want to do that
especially-
eventually.
Especially the moving portals. Like, they have properly working moving portals, and maybe it turns out that's actually super easy to do, but probably not, given that Valve never did it.
Yeah, we'll have to see. It, like I said, it'd be cool to do, but it's not a huge priority, and I don't necessarily think that like it would gain
Just for my
much.
mic quality. So I wanted to.
How did you
if can
become a
hear me.
speaker?
Someone.
I was given permission.
Who
Um,
wants to talk about Sixth Sense?
Yeah.
This is why they're here.
Asked. So I recently got a Razer Hydro system, and I would love to in the future help the team with porting over the features. I don't have source code access to the Sixth Sense system, so I'd be recreating it from scratch-ish using the existing code in Community Edition. But I'd be re-implementing everything and adding support for not only the Hydra, but also the your Xbox controller and PC, and eventually in the future, if anyone dares take a stab at it, VR. But the VR part is far in the future. It'll mostly be PC, controller, and Hydra that I'd be adding support for. It'll also be including as many of the things that's in the Sixth Sense FGD as possible.
Right. I mean, we're not. If you're asking to become like a programmer for the project, or something, are you asking that?
That's partially it, but I know I'd have to show off some of my work, and I currently do not have the time to. My plan is to implement some form of the Sixth Sense system in the 2013 SDK, just so I can kind of get familiar with the Valve coding methods and whatnot. And I know it's going to be kind of different if I ever do get pure source code access. It's
You would be surprised, actually.
But I'd be showing, hey, here's what I was able to do. And if I had access with like all the portal systems and whatnot, like that it would be similar to Sixth Sense. As closely as possible, of course.
Yeah. If you're gonna do that in SDK, totally like do it, I guess. And yeah, we'd be interested to see what happens with it. So yeah, I mean, I think most of the programmers on this project came from a background of working with the Source SDK, specifically, the 2013 SDK. Yeah,
Yes,
you'd
that's
actually
the publicly available one.
Yeah, there's a couple others, but 2013 I think is the most popular, really. Yeah, they're all relatively similar, and you'd be surprised at how similar the code in the 2013 SDK is to what we have to deal with. So,
okay, so that'll make it easier on me.
Yeah.
I only have to learn one programming methodology instead of several. Yeah.
Cool.
I'll definitely let y'all know whenever I do start tackling that stuff.
Sure. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for letting me talk about it, because I love the Sixth Sense system a lot. I haven't even used it, but I've loved it, and want to talk about it since someone else brought it up.
Yeah, it's a cool feature.
You can mute me.
Oh. Okay.
Alrighty. Next question. We've answered that. Symbol and DD said, will the Harry 101 UK trademark do voice acting for the game? If it's for the campaign.
I don't know if we're prioritizing him as a voice actor.
I would rather reach out to the original voice actors, to be honest.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. If we ever need Ellen McLean, I'm pretty sure she would do voice acting for a low price for us.
Although, I mean, I don't think we're really gonna have a lot of. I don't think we're really going to use any existing characters in the campaign.
Well, because GLaDOS
It's
doesn't
true.
even exist in the campaign.
Yeah, GLaDOS doesn't exist in this universe.
At most, maybe the announcer.
Yeah, maybe the announcer.
It really only would be the announcer and the scientists at most.
Yeah, and the scientists are original characters,
Yeah,
so they
so we
can
can
really
get,
be
like-
voice acted by anyone. But no text-to-speech voices like in
text-to-
Prelude.
No, that's no. We want high quality, not low quality. Okay, next question. Quitfish asks, in maps with multiple portal pairs, can the portal colors be set per pair by the map to help distinguish multiple pairs in the same puzzle?
Not currently. Probably that'll be a thing. I mean, one thing I suggested because currently the portal colors are just determined by the commands, and so we kind of discussed like allowing them to be overridden by maps through using like player proxy inputs, or I don't think I suggested this originally. I think someone else did, but it's like, and I don't remember who, but it's an idea that I've always like thought was a good idea is have it be a key value on the prop portal entity that's like override color, and then to change the portal gun colors, you just pre-place prop portals with the same linkage ID, which causes those to be used when you fire portals. And so,
I was originally what I was gonna do is have like commands for the air fire portals, and then for existing portal props, I was gonna have a key value.
See, but the problem with that is, well, first of all, for the commands, those should be like user customization, where
Yes,
they
I
persist
agree with
across
that.
maps, and they're like the default portal colors that can be customized by the player. So those should not reset on every map load like they do now. And then with making it a key value on the prop portals, that would be slightly annoying for monoportal maps because you'd need to manually set that on every auto portal that you had. But for dual portal maps, you just place down a pair of prop portals, set the linkage ID 0, and then when you fire portals from the portal gun, it'll use those ones instead of spawning in new ones.
Yeah, I guess that could work.
Which is what it already does. It already uses existing prop portals.
Yeah, I was going to do that, or add a key value originally, but there's like a lot of code in there that I ended up like refactoring, and it's kind of a ugly mess. So
Okay, next question. Lord of Squishy asks, will you implement an easier way to make a mod for Portal 2 CE? Or maybe update the automation for creating one?
yes.
I'm pretty sure like the format for mods is actually going to be quite similar to just regular source mods. There aren't going to be many changes in that front.
You can just create a source mod. Just there may be a few different files that you need, but
That's the problem, basically. I made a template mod, and that was like a guessing game of what does this need to not crash. So
I mean, it might just be game info now. Like, I mean, I can take a look at P2.
yeah, the game info is the
I'm
best
putting that right now.
part. And then, of course, there's like random Panorama files that absolutely need to exist, otherwise Panorama will not load.
Yeah, we don't currently have any Panorama stuff for P2, but once that becomes the default, yeah, you'd probably need to copy over, or I don't think you'd need to copy over anything. I think it would just load it from the base game search path. It should anyway.
That's true. Yeah,
okay, there's way too much stuff in here. I can't go through. I'm not going to go through and figure out everything that's needed right now, but you could look at these. Maybe I'll look at this at some point. Which another thing that I was that I guess I could bring up that's related to this is I've heard some people say that in base Portal 2, source mods just perform worse compared to the base game. I'm not sure why that would be. I've somewhat seen that being a thing, but like I'm not sure if that is a thing, we should probably look into it.
Yeah. But
yeah.
I need to update that script, or actually get rid of that script to create mods because it does not work. We have a template mod repo, and it's not completely finished. Like, we wanted to make like a Panorama UI recreation of Portal 2's UI as like a base for everybody to use. But the intention is have a template mod that you can download, basically throw it in source mods, and it'll load, and you change the title or whatever.
Yeah.
And that'll be your template mod instead of using a weird script to like copy stuff to places. But yeah, we're going to make it easier for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. Will you? This one is from Coco. Will you all sing "Happy Birthday" to Bon?
Wait, what? Hi.
Let me just say something. Let me just ask you a question. Have you ever heard what people trying to sing in a voice chat sounds like?
I have not.
It sounds like chaos because no one's in tune.
Yes, but we are the Chaos Initiative, guys.
I like chaos. This is the Chaos Initiative.
Yes, we are the Chaos Initiative.
I am not doing it.
Wow!
Let us initiate chaos.
Wow! Thank you, Luke. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I was the first person to acknowledge that it was your birthday earlier, so...
Actually, someone else was. You were just the first person in the voice chat to acknowledge. So...
Yeah, I said happy birthday first.
Audible sigh.
Alrighty.
Okay, so are we skipping that question?
I guess we could, if we were.
Sorry, Bon.
Sorry, Bon. But okay, GR an engineer asks, "What do you plan on doing?" Now with this.
What
do you plan on doing for your birthday?
Q&A.
Oh, wow. This became a Bond Q&A. I've completely ruined the Q&A now. Amazing. I'll just do it quickly then. I don't have any plans at all, so that's your answer. Okay,
working on P2C for 24 hours.
That is my plan. Working on PTC for 24 hours.
Okay. Now for a proper question from Trico Ubu Fire System Error. Where is the Portal 2 CE merch?
There is none. Because
are we legally allowed to have any?
Probably not.
That is a great question.
I mean,
Maybe?
Considering that the logo is a modified version of the Portal 2 logo, like...
Yeah, probably not.
I'm not sure. Like,
Good for chaos.
Even aside from the fact that, like, it's a free mod and we
can't make money from it.
Yeah, and
it'd have to be like a donation
off of it. Like, even if we were able to sell P2C, I'm still not sure if merch would be possible, just because the logo is a modified version of the Portal 2 logo. And,
I mean, we just ask for permission, really.
I mean, yeah, I guess we just get permission from Valve.
We're pretty generous with this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, like, I'm not sure selling merch counts as donations, to be honest, because you're giving something to somebody for money they give you, so it's like not really a donation. Kind of is still. So, and then not to mention, like, all of the logistical issues with that. I think it's relatively easy to get t-shirts printed now, but it's still like you have to spend money to do that and then figure out distribution. Yeah. And I'm not sure how taxes work for that. So I don't like taxes, so I'm not going to be the person to do that.
We'll hire the marketing department and get them to do that.
The Aperture marketing department.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Appetite.
Needed.
Alright, next question. This is from Rose. Could I help out with any voice acting work?
Possibly later on when we start figuring out what voice acting we're actually going to have. Like, I mean, we have a general idea now, obviously, but nothing specific has been decided on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll put out a call.
Yeah, we'll let everyone know when we're looking for voice actors.
Yeah.
We'll skip the Davy question because we kind of already answered that prematurely. So a not so spooky skeleton asks, will a standalone Portal 2 Community Edition mod require something like the standalone modes already require on Steam? Like this community made mod requires that you own Portal 2 and Portal 2 Community Edition, or will standalone mods also ship Portal 2 Community Edition with them?
Actually, that's a good question, because since
Yeah.
P2CE is classed as a mod on Steam, I doubt Steam supports having a mod of a mod.
Yeah.
So
This is something that I thought about quite a bit, and I talked with the Abyss programmer, or I talked with Distanced about this a while ago too. We haven't fully decided. Like previously, it was going to be like Portal 2 Community Edition mod on Steam will like also require Portal 2 Community Edition, and it will launch Portal 2 Community Edition with the mod wrapper, and then it'll mount like the mod or whatever. But I don't think that's really a sustainable model, because if P2C ever updates and like breaks something horribly, I don't think people who are developing standalone mods on Steam are really going to be very happy about that. And I would rather have them kind of be in control of when the base content is updated, so they can, you know, if they update it and something breaks, they know, we have to fix something, or P2C broke something. So they're not really surprised when their game just randomly stops working one day.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm really not sure about the whole legal side of it either, though. That's the thing. I think it's fine to just ship Portal 2 Community Edition content, because we're not like requiring you sign some EULA that restricts that or something. We're perfectly fine with you shipping
they're
content.
just compiled binaries. There's no code being distributed.
Yeah. So like they have permission from us, so I'm not sure it requires any additional like intervention from like Valve or something. I doubt it does. Yeah, I think the idea is standalone mods are just going to have to ship P2C with them, because it's like the most sustainable way to kind of do that, even though it is a bit of a waste of content. Or
Yeah,
waste
and
of
then
disk space.
Steam would just classify them as Portal 2 mods.
Yeah,
Same
exactly.
as P2C itself.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll definitely talk about it a little more though internally, I think.
Yeah, we'll probably want to like ask Valve about it at some point.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. This one will be pretty easy to answer. 5413 Terminal asks, will there be personality core customization, unique irises, rails that can be added to the chamber, and have them roll by on a test chamber and say some lines moving / talking animations?
Yes,
Isn't that
because
just
that's already a
normal for two?
thing.
Yeah,
This
it's
isn't
called
a
Hammer.
puzzle maker.
It's called Hammer, not
In,
Puzzle Maker.
in the case that you're referring to the puzzle maker, the external puzzle maker, likely
If
not.
you're referring to the puzzle maker, then no, we're not.
There's a good chance that that is not going to happen.
Because it's a puzzle maker, not a story maker. As for Hammer, you can already do that. The only thing that P2CE would really improve there is adding the ability to set a custom model on the NPC personality core entity instead of having to override the default one.
Okay. Next question from Coco. Will you guys attempt to make fully working moving portals that can affect the momentum of physics objects going through them?
Due to the problem of paradoxes, probably not.
Well, if Six Sense stuff is ever remade, then probably.
I don't know how it behaves in 6 Sense, to be honest.
Huh?
don't know how it behaves with this in 6 Sense, so
It doesn't behave, or it is much less jank than it is in base Portal 2. Like, moving portals no longer suck things into them. I think you can move. I think objects can fall through them properly. Yeah.
very important features, I would imagine.
Okay. Ooh, only 2 questions left. How amazing. So,
Finally!
yeah. Davey asks, will the football be added to Portal 2 CE? Football is already in Portal 2, as far as I know. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it
literally in BMod.
yeah. So in which case, it's already in.
If you mean the entire game mode, probably not by default.
Yeah, I mean, you could make a football battle mode with once we have multiplayer with more than 2 people and release it as a workshop, like mode campaign thing. It's not gonna be there by default.
That's fun.
Okay, last question, although I imagine 2 more questions are on the way. A not-so-spooky skeleton asks, relating to my previous question, would people branch off Portal 2 Community Edition for their mods to be distributed on Steam?
We basically already answered that.
Yeah, just to add on to this, Abyss is planning on moving to P2C at some point, or they're kind of in the middle of a transition to P2C, so yeah. There will be more in the future, probably.
Alrighty, next question. From Lord of Squishy, will you add the ability to add gels or other types of things? In brackets, turret types, cubes, etc.
C script.
Also, if we
That's
ever
our answer for everything.
Yeah.
Also, if we ever convert gel,
Just realized I wasn't speaking the entire time.
If we ever convert object coded in gel overlays to be handled with proxies instead of skins, that'll make this a lot easier. It would pretty much then just be a matter of allowing the other entities to receive paint effects and apply the proxy. Or you'd go and apply the proxy to the materials.
Alrighty, next question from Lord of Squishy. That was the one we answered. No one check mark. Okay, next one is from Jack Wap. Do you think all the extra additions to this mod would cause Portal 2 CE to lag on older or slower model computers?
For some additions, such as the projected texture limit increase, yes, it could cause like frame drops. And I think we're actually trying to address frame drops now because seems to be a problem with that.
Yeah. And Panorama itself is actually pretty fast compared to VGUI. By a lot, actually. But if we go overboard with like blur effects, for example, like the menu's gonna run like crap on poor machines. So that's just an example.
Yeah, like in 2018 when CSGO updated to Panorama, a lot of people complained about bad menu performance, and I actually did get bad menu performance in CSGO, and I think it's because they used all these fancy effects in it.
Also because it's Chromium based.
It's actually not. It's completely written from scratch.
Oh, it isn't?
Yeah, I was surprised too, but it's all Valve's code.
Oh. So then, wait, I thought there was a file in there, though. There was like chromium.pack or something.
That's for Windows XP, and we did delete that.
Oh god.
Oh.
It's in gold source too, so I was like, why is that there? But it is. I guess they use CEF for some UI stuff in gold source.
Alrighty, next questions from Trico Fire System Error asks, will there be movable displacements or light mapped props in Portal 2 CE?
I'm not aware of any plans for movable displacements, so probably not. I don't think they're particularly useful either. They're a cut feature in Half-Life 2 as well, for those of you who don't know. Light mapped props, maybe. There was
know
some work on that from Revolution.
Yeah, it's really difficult.
and on
Gotta
Momentum.
stop.
Yes.
Yeah, and also I think ETH or Echoes wanted to take a crack at that as well, because there was like a crash or something. So maybe it's all ported from TF2.
Okay, and his second question is, what is the team's favorite thing to work on?
Not P2C. Just kidding.
Panorama. That's the only thing I can work on.
I don't know. I just like doing everything.
Everything is fun.
I mean, it depends on each person, because
Yeah.
like my favorite thing to
Yeah.
work on is obviously the animation aspect, because that's what I
I
work
enjoy
on.
the freedom of being able to crawl around and like in code and then like audio code and then like other random stuff.
Although I will say, probably my favorite thing that I've worked on so far has been the dialogues, because I spent like an entire week just doing them alone.
Yeah, if you
no
didn't
real
enjoy
reason.
it, yeah. Then that.
My favorite part for working on it is just Panorama stuff, and like Panorama in code, because Panorama is like newer and it's just better than the like other parts of the engine, I think.
It's just
And
better.
also
It's
just
just
Panorama
better.
like layouts and stylings and all that, just because it's just fun. Like the hot reload, you don't have to wait like 5 minutes for your stuff to compile. You can just press a button, your changes show up instantly.
It's so nice. GUI is just such a pain in the butt to work with.
Even for like materials and things, that's a lot nicer, because since you can set non-VPK files to be a higher priority than VPK is, you don't need to constantly go and repack the VPK, restart the game while you're updating a material. It's not quite as nice as just being able to hit a key and have it instantly reload, but you can just do reload all materials and it'll immediately reload the material that you've changed.
Next question is from 5413 Terminal. Will they be working weapons that the player can use, like the Half-Life 2 weapons or CSGO weapons?
There's Half-Life 2 weapons already. That's
Can't you
it,
just mount
I
them?
think.
You can just mount
Definitely
them.
not CSGO. The only thing we have from CSGO is the chicken.
The chicken!
So,
The chicken must preserve.
I want to say that you guys like don't even have the code for the CS:GO weapons. Like they don't license it out.
they pull some stuff out, like recoil, but some other stuff. But I'm not gonna like go into that.
Yeah, but Half-Life 2 weapons are there. They're kind of buggy right now, but you do need to mount Half-Life 2 to use, or for them to have proper models and stuff, though.
Yeah.
If you won't, you'll just be shooting arrows, and I think
It's
that's
always one
much
of the
more
things you
enjoyable
need to
than
keep in
shooting
mind.
pellets. Honestly, if I had a choice between shooting pellets and shooting arrows, I'd shoot arrows.
Yeah, sure.
Alrighty, next question from Trico Uwu Fire System Error. Will I be able to eat grass in Portal 2 CD?
Right.
Oh yeah, not ooh.
You can eat as much grass and dirt as you want.
Not eat dirt.
C scripts.
Drink dirt.
I mean, drinking dirt,
C-script isn't the
I
answer
wouldn't
to
recommend
everything.
it.
It's
but
the basically
go ahead.
you
Only
want
eat
to
and drink
implement it
dirt.
so you can.
Yeah.
And there seems
But I
to
mean,
be
like,
one more
it does
question incoming.
for a lot of the things that people do request, like I think someone requested like re-implementing all the thinking with time machine mechanics in code,
no.
and it's like just that is the kind of thing that should just be done with chaos script once that's implemented, because it
That's
would be
the
like,
entire idea.
yeah. If we just, for things like, I mentioned at one point that, I used to say that like entities like, a pre-built pellet launcher and catcher or cube dropper should be chaos scripts. Those could make sense as like implemented in code, but anything that's like a big custom mechanic, if we implement all those in code, it would just be way too much work. So
yeah, and I don't want to be spending all of my time implementing random mechanics that people request.
mm-hmm.
So I think we'll go ahead and cut the questions off now because getting less serious.
Yeah, it kind of is.
It's midnight. It's past midnight for me now, so I gotta go sleep soon.
Oh God, it's happening.
Question's done now. Eh?
Several people are typing.
Question. It wasn't the last message, but it was the last question.
Wait, hold on. I actually have the
question,
final question. I have a final
which
question.
Is there going to be anything faster than debug drawline or whatever?
No.
The name in C script. I want to trace rays in funny portal scripts. Yes, you can. It's in Chaos Script. We're going to have bindings for the Mesh Builder, so you can just use Mesh Builder to build, fancy lines and stuff, and it'll be a lot faster than the debug overlay.
Yeah, but also I think they might be getting, or I don't know, because then they say like trace rays. So are they referring to trace line and just refer to it as the wrong thing? Because in that case,
Either way.
Because in that case, I think the answer would also be that, yeah, we're going to make traceline able to do more than it can do in VScripts. And I mean, actually, we could probably even add that stuff to VScripts, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, I think all it's doing is just binding a specific version of util traceline, so it's not...
Sven said at one point that, like, it does that, and then just, in code it gives you back a bunch of different information, and then VScript just discards all of it except the distance.
Oh yeah, it'll give you like a trace structure, and it'll tell you like what it hit, stuff like that, and where it hit, and like I think the normal.
Yeah.
The limitation is VScript doesn't have a way to bind a structure, I don't think. Like you can bind classes, so, and I'm pretty sure Valve is just like, yeah, we need this for one specific thing, so let's just bind it real quick and then be done with it. So, anyways,
Are people still asking questions? They're not gonna be.
No.
Funny.
I have one last question, but you must answer. When will PTC come out?
I'm gonna ask them, when will you guys be funny? Jeez.
I'm always funny. What do you mean? I'm always funny.
JJ, think this is a good place to stop the stream?
Probably.
Yeah. Okay.
There are like a few more questions that. Or oh no, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Craftable said it.
So thanks for sticking around, everyone.
Yeah, thank you for
stream.
Q&A.
It went on for nearly 3 hours. It was actually going to limit this to 2 hours, and then I forgot. So.
SMH, JJ. How
we answer
dare
more
you
questions.
take an hour longer?
Answer the non-serious questions now.
And I won't stream.
I'm just my only question is when PTC will